Hello everyone, and welcome back to Renowned Explorers International Society. The Emperor's Challenge, a nature run, essentially, is what I've decided to call it. And let's spend our research. Unlock nature sciences, definitely want to do that. +2 study whenever you enter a nature challenge for the first time. So at this point, every time we enter a nature challenge, we're going to get 4 study and a supply, I think. There might be more. It's at least that. Pretty good. +2 study when spending insight to perform a study with a nationalist. We will definitely take that. That last one, that bottom one, is the one we care about. +1 supplies for each mastered research field. Right now it's only 1, but hopefully it will be 2 very soon. +6 to 10 research and +20 to 25 gold from discovery. Very good. And just enough to get unique specimen. Gain 1 discovery whenever you find a treasure. And I would love to get 150 so I can grab the origin species too. So let's go try to do that. How does our insight look? Pretty nice with our naturalist here. 7 and 42 to 70 research per insight. We will probably have to spend at least 3 to get enough for origin species 2. That's okay. That's what it's there for. There we go, got enough. And that will also help out our research collector. Okay, origin species 2. There we go. The sequel we've all been waiting for. 5 stars, +1 campaign, and +1 collect every time we spend insight on study, which is why we didn't want to spend any more yet. We'll take that, and that should also give us a discovery because it counts as a treasure. Excellent. And there's our discovery. 8 points for that. For the next level, we'll probably need 4 discovery tokens, I'm imagining. But now that we get a discovery for every treasure we find, that will be much, much easier. Alright, let's take a look at our new shop, because this shop contains some interesting stuff. Naturalist electromagnetics, but Anna already has that. It's the one she starts with, actually. Diplomat customs, survivalist cooking, but Kiwi got that from the event we had earlier. Athlete tough. We don't have that. We could grab that for Dolores. The spyglass gives rogue bluffing. There's an athlete tenacious and naturalist geology. We do have athlete tenacious, but we don't have geology. That's a good one. There's some good stuff in this shop. There's some really good stuff in this shop. Okay, let's upgrade this one a bit. I definitely want to give naturalist geology to Anna. That is going to happen. That gives her level 5 naturalist already, which is very, very nice. And Dolores has not unlocked her other trinket slot yet. As soon as she does, we will probably give her the cooking pot. But for now, we'll wait till she unlocks that. That's going to be her last unlock here. Yeah, okay. And let's take a look at the books. The specialty books here. Book of Rage, Book of Sadness, Book of Horrors, Book of Joy, Book of Bedazzling, and Book of Confidence. These are all for friendly. We don't want those. So we're going to look at the Book of Rage, Book of Sadness, and Book of Horrors. Now for Anna and Dolores, the Book of Horrors is going to be the way to go. And for Kiwi, it is the Book of Rage. Now I generally don't like getting the really cheap ones. I know they all give the same level of bonus in terms of the percentage. They all give +20% speech to the equivalent attacks, in this case Enrage and Try to Enrage. But the 5 speech power is just not nearly as good as the 14 speech power. They all contain, apparently, 100 Thine Mother jokes, but I'm assuming that the better books must contain better ones. Now, we don't have enough money to get the 400 ones. I usually don't like to buy these level 1s, but I think I will. Let's give Kiwi the Book of Rage. Let's check and make sure that's correct. Yes, Book of Rage. And we will give Dolores the Book of Horrors. Correct? Yes, Terrify. And we will follow that up with... we're 11 gold short of getting Anna the Book of Horrors. But that is okay, because we just gained that buff to our insight, where we gain a collect and a status. So we may need to do this twice, but that will give us enough to get that without having to spend insight just on gold. So we'll go ahead and spend some here. If we get lucky, we'll have to spend 1. We got lucky. Very nice. We can go back to our shop here, and we now have enough to buy the Book of Horrors. Let's make sure that's right. Yep, Book of Horrors for Anna. So that will make all of our characters a decent amount more powerful, 20% extra power on their basic attacks. And Kiwi just got that buff, remember, where she gets 20 grit after using a rage now. So this is a very, very good attack at this point. Okay. They used almost all our money. We do have some campaign left. If we wanted a cheap entourage, that might be a good idea. Looking to see if there's anything interesting. Tenacious and Smashing might be nice. We don't have Smashing, and she can't learn it. So that would be good. We don't quite have enough status for it. We're close. Naturalist, Physics, and Biology. I think we have both of those. Yeah, okay. Let's check our other shops here. Ooh, expensive. 400. So we won't be able to afford those for sure. So the best one we can get is probably either a Quick Thinker for Dolores, which would be... Well, you know what? Yeah. I'm not sure I want that much, though. I'd really like another level of Athlete. We'll have a chance to get it later. Do I just take Escape Artist or Reflexes? What does the Grappling Hook give her? Because I do want to give her the Grappling Hook eventually. Nimble and Escape Artist. So if we're going to give her one, we should give her Reflexes. Which is fine, because she can't learn that anyway. Alright, let's do that. We'll give her a Quick Thinker Reflexes. And we'll give her the Grappling Hook later. And so that will let her be a level 4 Quick Thinker, so she will actually benefit from this buff. +1 campaign if you succeed on the Adventure Wheel. Alright, very good. Now we do have a little bit more research left, but not enough to open anything. We could spend one more insight if we wanted to open something. Is there anything we'd care about a lot? We could get an extra tool by opening up the engineering tree. That would also unlock, eventually, the really, really nice trinket shop. That might come in handy, but we're not getting a lot of gold. Still, that might be the best option, just to get that trinket shop. It also gives us 1 to 3 research from Collect, which would make getting Collect more worth it than it has been. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. I've never thought about doing it that way, but that seems reasonable. Get that first perk there. That way all your Collect tokens also benefit your research. That seems like a great idea. Okay, there's enough for our first level. I just like having tools, too. I love having a tool. Okay, so we need 250 if we want this one now. Can we actually get that much with 3 insights? 250. Yes. We can get a max of 210, which would be just enough, so chances are we're not going to get it. We would have to roll maximum research on every insight in order to afford it. So we're not going to even try. We're going to try to get that next time instead. Let's go on our next expedition. And again, we're looking for nature wherever we can find it. So is that the Indian Adventure? It is. But the Indian Adventure takes a diplomat, rogue, or engineer, which we don't have. But it's good for devious, which we are. Okay, let's check the others just to make sure, but I think that's going to be the one we go to. Yeah, gold in Egypt and status in the Highlands. Right. Okay, cool. Indian Adventure. Here we go. Okay, Ravelo gets a few points. We're still ahead of him decently, but I am a little worried at how close that is. Again, though, I have never lost from points. I have only ever lost a Run of Emperor's Challenge because I've lost a fight at some point and run out of resolve. You made it to the mysterious Andes range. So far, so good. Let's go. A group of warriors finds us, though. Foreign intruders, they must have come to topple our emperor. Let's get them. Okay. You can come and try to get us. We are fine with that. Okay, a few extra points for going aggressively. Oh, excuse me, a little yawn there. Huh, I don't know why, but... we do have Mr. and Mrs. Devious, which we like. Mindbender we're very unlikely to be able to get, even with the new books. We can try, though. Let's buff up Kiwi. She is still... Well, let me check. I believe Kiwi is still our strongest speech member. Yes, she is. Okay. So let's buff Kiwi. Yeah, there's no way we can do 65 damage. Not gonna happen. She only has 40 speech, even with the buff. Maybe if we get enough people around us with loudmouth? Even then, I don't think we're gonna do it. But alright. Nope, 47. That's as close as we're gonna get. 47 damage. Not quite the 65 we needed. Can we take out this guy? I would have loved to get rid of him on the first turn because he's annoying, but we can't. So we'll just take out his friend. Leave Anna behind to deal with the one that was behind us here. Hopefully she is sufficient to deal with that. Yeah, she'll be fine. And Kiwi and Dolores together can take out this guy. Excuse me, another yawn there. All of a sudden, my body has decided that I am clearly sleepy. I don't know why that's true. Our bodies get confused a lot. You ever thought about that? I constantly see, even more so lately than it used to be, people talking about how it's very easy to trick the body into thinking particular things or feeling particular ways just by having certain nutrients or even certain hormones that have been added, and we're getting better and better as time goes at figuring out what those hormones do and using them for our own benefit. I mean, it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to be able to know why we act the way we do under certain circumstances. Not only is that very interesting psychology-wise, but medically, that has been quite a boon to society. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. These invaders will surely try to stage a coup against our glorious emperor and take our national treasures. We have to warn the Imperial Guard. Okay. What do we want to do about the emperor? I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just pay him a visit. And there he is. Alright, now we're looking for nature challenges, like always. Unfortunately, I see a cultural challenge off the bat. There's our nature challenge, but it also gives supplies, and we already have full supplies, so we'll want to go there later. So let's go down first. Maybe come down to this village and then circle around. What a mysterious place. The air is heavy and the jungle feels more eerie. The crew doesn't find anything interesting besides some bones, and quickly moves on. Alright, nature challenge here. That'll give us back a supply. A physical challenge. Someone needs to make a leap across a gap. Okay, Dolores. 80% chance. I'm willing to trust in you. And my trust was not misplaced. Easily leaps over the gap and secures the rope, and we get some study and some collect. Yeah, let's go down here. We probably can't beat this encounter, but we can try. Oh, the military camp. Okay. Dozens of soldiers face the crew. This does not bode well for you. We can run with 2 campaign, or we can try to do some group diplomacy. We're not going to do that. We're just going to run. Okay, we ran away. Anna takes out the taser again. This is a great time for this, Anna. Sure, we just ran away from an army that was mad at us, and we're trying to escape. But this is the time that we should try to electrocute a fellow party member and learn something about science. Anna's crazy. I like her. Dolores hopes she memorized the book Anna gave her well enough to pass the test. Anna takes out her taser and points it toward Dolores. Dolores is going to pass Anna's test or else she'll get the taser. And we're going to make a grand discovery, like we have before, in order to work on our discovery spotter for 10 points. Very nice. And let's go to this village. A small trading post. Okay. Prosperous place. Very nice. Do we try to trade? We don't have any money. But we can get some collect by giving them baubles of some sort. Cool. And do we want to leave or do we want to travel to a different city? We could travel up here. I think we'll just leave this time, though. And head up here on our own. Anna's sharp scientific eye makes an astute observation and gets some study. An empty node. Maybe it's our horde. Never know. Could be. No, it's not. Alright. We did get our campfire, though. Alright, collected campaign. I don't care about any of those. Ultimate athlete, we're waiting on to get a level 5 athlete, which we do not have quite yet. Level 3. So we'll do the talented scout. +2 collect and +2 study whenever she succeeds on a survivalist, quick thinker, or a rogue spin. Alright. Kiwi has gone missing again. That girl can't sit still for one moment, always on the run, and is grateful that she doesn't like coffee, or else these adventures will be intolerable. This is good to know. Kiwi does not like coffee. So if we ever end up in a group with Padrino, which doesn't happen very often, because he is friendly and Kiwi is not very good at friendly, but if those two ended up together, she would not be a good recipient for his coffee. She's always moving. After a good hour of waiting at the camp, Kiwi comes back out of breath. Looks like she had a good run. Proudly, she shows the crew some of the supplies she found. Very nice. But Anna is upset because Anna prefers things to go in an orderly way, and Kiwi is not being very orderly. On the other hand, stunning people with tasers who are in your party is very orderly, and don't you forget it. Anna is not pleased. If you're going to face the unknown, it's vital to be disciplined and prepared. You can't just run off like that, which makes Kiwi upset because she likes to be free. This tension will probably cause trouble in the future. And we have Wary of Kiwi. She sure is a handful. +5 speech defense. Okay. Let's head down here. The crew accidentally trespasses on an angry herd of llamas. The odds are stacked firmly against you. There must be at least 100. No way you can take them all on. You will need to use a diplomatic approach. We can try 60% chance, or we can use our tool. And I think I will use the tool. I don't want to lose 10 armor this early. And there we go. By using the llama's family values and targeting the alpha llamas, you make friends with the herd. You're granted safe passage, and we get some discovery and 1 supply. Let's go up here and grab some more, hopefully. The night is coming, and you need a place to set up camp quickly. You go further into the jungle until you find the perfect spot, or you can find the safer spot. We're going to find the interesting one. 90% chance. I would be very disappointed if we failed this. Oh my gosh, that was close. I was really worried. Finding that perfect camping spot was totally worth it. We find beautiful butterflies, night prowlers, and a full moon, and some fresh fruit. Nice addition to our collection there. Alright, hidden horde? Nope, not the hidden horde. Some supplies, though. We'll take those. Field of guava trees. Cool. 2 supplies. We're back up to 10. I guess we'll check out the village. Sure. A remarkably peaceful village. This is the town that has a strong non-violent tradition. Kiwi, however, is mean and doesn't like that. The protest songs could be a bit more edgy. +2 speech on this expedition. The local leader welcomes you. Welcome to Attico, foreign friends. I am a Pichu. As you can see, the people here are angry with the current oppressive regime, but we believe in finding a peaceful solution. Can we help? Yes, our wise alderman has left our Attico in search of spiritual growth, but we miss him. The problem is, we can't convince the spiritual guru to come back unless we can do some diplomacy with monkeys, and we don't have a diplomat in our team, so that's going to be hard. We'll see what we can do, though. Okay, he's down there. We probably won't bother to go all the way down there. We won't tell this guy that, though. Should we travel to a new city? We can go to the plagued city of Loctapada? Loctapada? Sure, let's do it. For 1 collect, that seems easily worth it. What a dark and troubled place. Local guards are everywhere, and the streets are teeming with the bones of the dead. Welcome to Loctapada. Loctapada? Brave travelers, I am Juana Hutan, head of the guard. Hatun? Juana Hatun, head of the guard. So every day we are attacked by hordes of skeletons. Okay. Let's visit the shop. Do we want 4 supplies for resolve? No. Do we want to help the city? Maybe. A vile necromancer. Okay, well, where is she? Yeah, where is she? Way over there? We're not going back over there. That's not happening. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with it. Nope, goodbye. Okay, let's get some more research here. A bird that's never been seen before. Okay. Sure. A small Incan patrol led by one of their fierce commanders. Fortunately, they haven't seen you yet, and the terrain ahead provides some cover. Anna is a level 3 naturalist and can analyze the patrol pattern. Run 90 feet west, wait for 10 seconds, crouch 50 feet north. Run 90 feet west, wait for 10 seconds, crouch 50 feet north. The crew safely makes it past the Incan patrol. Now you can stop and tell the patrol how they can improve for an encounter, or we can just take the study and encounter and leave, and we'll do that. Alright. The crew takes a moment to realize this is an amazing adventure. What an experience. Okay. let's go and get some more study, hopefully. A herd of llamas in their natural environment. Anna wants to conduct a study on herd behavior, but the situation is boring. If there was a predator or an avalanche, Anna might learn more about the herd characteristics. You know what? Sure, let's try it. 32% chance? And if we fail, we lose some attack. I'm not that worried about it. Okay, we failed. She's spotted too early. The angry herd chases Kiwi and the crew down the mountains. Oh well. Yeah, we'll try again, sure. The glittering is something valuable. However, Kiwi doesn't trust the bridge. The crew has to take a different path. We can go into mineral-rich caverns, or we can go into a lush canyon. And we'll go into the lush canyon for the study. Interesting natural phenomena. Okay, cool. There's where the guru is, but I already know we're not going to be able to convince the guru, probably. And we are running a little low on supply, so I'm tempted to just end. Let's go over here and see if we can get this nature challenge. Hopefully it is a nature challenge. Around the next bend, we face an unpleasant surprise. A military checkpoint. To engage them would be suicide. You'll have to find another way. Well, Dolores can probably climb past them. She's a good athlete. Yeah, 95% chance. We'll definitely take that. There we go. Good. Such strength and such tenacity. Dolores climbs the mountain like she was born to do so, and she lets down a ladder for everyone else. Okay. Guess we'll go over here. The crew's enjoying the beautiful sights in these old, mysterious lands when suddenly Dolores is knocked over by a bunch of running Incan warriors. They've gone mad. Run! And it's llamas. It's always llamas. Let's try to calm them down, shall we? By insulting them. We've learned previously that apparently llamas have strong family values, so surely insulting them will go well. Actually, we have a Mr. and Mrs. Aggressive. And the Efficient. Interesting. We're going to take out this llama right here. And hope that the other three will group up in a way that we can get a good AoE down. All three of our members have an AoE. And they're all slightly different. Well, actually, no, these two are the same. But Anna's is different. So we'll have a decent chance of running into a situation where we can at least hit most of them within AoE of some, with a AoE of some type. It seems like it should be in AoE, because in English, generally, it's A if the next word starts with a vowel, and it's A if it starts with the consonant, and an if it starts with a vowel. And AoE starts with a vowel, so you think it would be an AoE, but that sounds so weird. Now, if you say in area of effect, it makes sense. In area of effect, it sounds right. But in AoE, it sounds really strange. English. Of course, part of that is not English's fault. It's because we have decided to abbreviate area of effect to AoE, and now we use that. And the English language was not meant to work with a lot of things. Abbreviations being one of them. We can't quite get to the middle there, which is where I'd like to be. But we can hit all of them with Anna's area of effect if we can get in range. Interesting. Maybe we'll just try to smack this llama. No, we'll do this. Okay. But I do need to get in range, and I'm worried about doing that. So let's bring Kiwi down there. We'll bring Anna up for her AoE. We can't hit all of them. Okay. And now we can use Kiwi to finish off this llama. That leaves us with only 2 for next turn, which should be fine. There we go. Okay, good. I was having a discussion with my wife the other day on our way to dinner because we were talking about how to pluralize certain words, and I forget what the word was that we were debating, but it ended in AS, and we were trying to decide if the plural of a word that ends in AS is it basically turns out to be ASES. Is it I can't remember what the word was. I wish I could, but the only other word we come up with that ends in AS naturally is gas. And even gas is kind of a weird word because it's short for gasoline. So now, it's not always short for gasoline. It could also refer to the periodic table. There are gases, noble gases, and in that case you do pluralize it that way, and you add an S to it. It's normally just one S, you add another S, and then add an ES, and it becomes gases. But it's almost the only word that works that way. Now, if you're going to if you're going to make gas into an adjective, now it becomes gaseous. You add an E-O-U-S, gaseous, to become an adjective. And that's unique too. There's very few words in the English language that end in AS. There's many that end in ASS, like mass, for instance, is an easy one. Lass, sass. There's many that end in ASS, but there's very, very few that end in AS. And the only one we could think of was gas. And that one, if you're trying to adjectify it, becomes gaseous. And we were trying to figure out if there was any other words that add an ES at the end of them that also end in AS, and we couldn't think of any. But there may be. If you can think of one, let me know. It's a word that ends in AS that when you when you make it into an adjective, you add EOUS. So gas becomes gaseous, for instance. Are there any others like that? I'm curious. That was our discussion the other day when we were on our way to dinner. We're going to dinner at Rodeo Goat, which is a fancy burger joint essentially, but it's great. Anytime we have family in town, we pretty much automatically go there. And we haven't had a single person yet who hasn't loved it. It is excellent. Yeah, good. We managed to sneak by the guards. Very nice. Clever move, Kiwi. And we're into the area of the Emperor. Open the door, and there he is. What do we want to tell the Emperor? We don't need to overflow you. A heart attack will, Blubberface. Wow. We're doing that. The Emperor is not impressed. I will have none of this. Warriors round them up for punishment. Ah, that was excellent. Oh, Kiwi, I like you. Yeah, anyway. The English language is weird. Have you ever heard the comment that the English language is weird because it basically just beat up other languages in a dark alley and ruffled through their pockets for loose verbiage? That's pretty much how the English language was created. Of course, that's kind of how almost everything American was created as well. And I'm aware the English language is not specific to America, obviously, but America has made the English language even more based on other languages than the original Old English was, that England still uses, to some extent. They've got a more modern version of it, but it is Old English, really. And many things American are like that. America seems to thrive, to a large extent, on being very diverse. And it's one of those things that, so we end up with a language that is very diverse, and diverse in some weird ways at times. It's not the only thing about America that's like that. Our food, whatever food you could call be native to America, and there is some of it, is draws from many different cultures. Anna may actually go down here, which would be upsetting to me. Yep, she did. Huh. That's the first resolve we've lost, I think, this game. That is upsetting. I think I said that already. This comes to mind because there are a lot of things that Americans tend to call, what's the word? Americans tend to call a lot of dishes by a culture that didn't actually invent them. In fact, a lot of them were invented in America, but we still tend to associate them with a culture that's outside of it, which is interesting. I'm going to break off this conversation for a second while I try to figure out how not to die. Okay, that's a good start. Remember, the Emperor can't attack, or he won't attack. So I'm not worried about him. Let's go res Anna. And Kiwi probably will go down, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not real thrilled about any of this. None of this is going well for me at the moment. Maybe I just try to heal Kiwi? I don't know if that was the right choice or not. For example, spaghetti meat sauce. Ask any American, it'll tell you that's an Italian dish, right? And even people who know it was invented in America, or at least heavily modified in America, even people who know that will tell you it's Italian. Like, it has enough of the Italian heritage to it that we consider it to belong to that culture, regardless of the fact that we have modified it, or some people would say bastardized it. Same thing with let's see, what's another good example? You know, I had one just a second ago, and it went straight out the window. Oh, like a California roll. California roll is obviously sushi, right? And if you ask anyone what the California roll represents, cuisine-wise, they would tell you Japan, and they're right. It does. It was directly modified off of a Japanese cultural food, sashimi and sushi. But it is definitely an American invention. The sushi is not, but the California roll is. So it's interesting. We tend to do that with a lot of food. We will take foods that we came up with and be like, but it's Italian, or but it's just Japanese, because we associate it very strongly with the culture that inspired it. And I don't know if that's true of other countries or not. I've traveled around a lot, but I've never had the opportunity to talk to a lot of native people about how they view their cuisine, or how they view American cuisine, really. And I would be very interested in finding out more about that at some point, if I ever had the opportunity to. So yeah, let me know. Do you guys have things like that in wherever culture you're from, if you're not from America? Which I know a lot of you that watch this are not, which is cool. I love that. I like that a lot of my viewers are not American. I find it very fascinating that we have so much diversity. So welcome. And if you have something in your culture that works the same way as that, or if all of your cultures have something like that and I'm just ignorant about it, and that's not unusual at all, let me know. I'd be curious to find out more. And that's really all that matters, right? Is being curious and willing to find out more. That's what's important. If we did that a little bit more often just as a species, I think we would get along a lot better. And I'm not the first one to say that. That's not news. Alright, so we are working on this Emperor. I was hoping to be able to take him out this turn. However, that did not work out. So instead, I'm going to bring Anna back here and just try to heal Kiwi up again. And hope I don't lose too much resolve. I mean, Dolores won't go down regardless, probably. So the most resolve I'll probably lose is 2. I was hoping to not even lose that many, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. The Emperor has not had a chance to buff himself yet. As long as Kiwi survives, and that miss will go a long way toward helping that happen, we might be able to take out the Emperor this next turn. Kiwi is doing a lot of damage to him. He is weak to Enraged, and of course that is Kiwi's main attack. And again, because of that buff we took, every time Kiwi uses Enraged, she gets an extra 20 grit, which is really helping. Okay, there's the Emperor's buffed himself up, so we will definitely use an Enrage on him. Or I could just use our Loudmouth, which actually does just as much damage, if not a little bit more, and takes out some of the surrounding enemies. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, look at how much damage that did. We will easily be able to finish off the Emperor right now, just by smacking him in the face. You have a shotgun, I have a fist. Anyway, I love food, by the way. I'm a very thin person, so you wouldn't know it, but I love food whenever I go overseas, which has been fairly often, and I have another trip planned for this October. Whenever I go overseas, the number one thing I want to do is try all the native food. Where if I can find a local hole in the wall or something that's not on the normal map and try something that people from that area really, really like, that's what I want to do. I've gone on trips with family where we sit down in a group before we leave and go over what does everyone want to see and make sure we hit all the points. And every time I've just been like, I don't care what we see, I just want to try all the food. Everywhere we go, I want to stop at local restaurants and try native dishes. And I find that so fascinating. I love doing it. It's so cool to see the flavors and tastes and the mixes that you don't get in your own culture that have just never been tried because either you didn't have access to them when that culture sort of grew up, or because that particular combination isn't something that you ever had available when that culture started. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And I love that there's so much variety to that. One place I've never been that I'd really like to go is Russia, and I think the food there might be really interesting. That's a place I'd like to go soon. I think next year I'm going to try to go up there and try to get to Russia. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Okay, victory for the Incan people. Enough about food. I'm getting hungry. Emperor Garb. +2 collect at the end of each expedition for each level of rogue, or hey, +2 survivalist for each level of survivalist, or +2 study, sorry, for each level of survivalist. Let's take that. That sounds good. A new and independent leader must be chosen. We did not choose anyone, and so they're going to try to elect Rival O. Kiwi's not happy about that, but, you know, whatever. Let's move along. This has been a little bit of a long episode, mostly because I started pontificating on food, so I apologize for that. But hopefully, it inspires some interesting conversation. These are the things that my wife and I talk about on a regular basis. We have conversations about things like verbiage and food and all sorts of cultural, interesting phenomenon. We're fascinated by stuff like that. Okay, we got 8 study from the Emperor Garb that we just grabbed, and another 5 from that original Sea Sapphire. Very nice. Hopefully get enough research to fill out another tree would be great. I doubt it. Yeah, no, we're not even close. But we'll be able to get another couple papers at least, which will be nice. And a good amount of gold. Yeah, decent amount of gold. Okay, the show-off is added again. Ravelo got more titles because he built orphanages, but we're going to get another title by agreeing not to do 3-star or less expeditions. Alright, and then we have to send a letter to a city. And let's get... You know what? I want to get the one that gives you discovery, but it's not Timbuktu. I'm pretty sure it's Beijing, which we can't unlock yet. So let's wait on that. And let's grab a new trinket shop. Yeah, trinket shop. Okay. There we go. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, despite the pontificating. There's our points for Research Collector. Very nice. We're still a little close to Ravelo. I'd like to get further away than we currently are. Yeah. Okay, subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and join my Twitter if you'd like to keep up to date on what's going on with the channel and participate in any sort of polls or questions that I have for the community. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.